Hello people, it's a secret anime fan and today's video is on Daddy Masterson. Who's that you may ask? Well, more on that in a minute, but this video will cover his story and be an overview of his character. Now this is actually the second time I'm recording this video because I managed to go a whole video mispronouncing his name. I think I said his name was Daddy Masterson or something along the line, so if that does slip out, I apologise, but yeah, his name is Daddy Masterson, so let's get started. Okay, Daddy Masterson, also known as Daddy the Father, which is one of the funniest names I've ever heard in anime ever, is a filler character from One Piece, and before you immediately exit the video, give this character a chance. It is one of the better filler characters in One Piece, and just a friendly reminder that Foxy is a canon character. Now I'll briefly go over his appearance as he has quite the character design. As you can see, Daddy Masterson has quite the impressive sideburns, moustache and goatee. His character design, as you can see, is of a cowboy slash bounty hunter, and as you might be able to tell, he likes his guns. Can't excuse them fingerless gloves though. I suppose it gives him better grip on the gun or the trigger finger. Okay, let's move on to his history and story. Daddy Masterson was once a marine and got to the rank of ensign or ensign, so he actually reached officer rank, about the lowest rank in the commissioned marine officer ranks. He actually was considered a rising star in the marines and was considered amongst the elites. He joined the marines at the same time as Smoker. That's pretty interesting in itself, but wait, there's more. Many years ago he had a duel with Yasopp, who was Usopp's father and a pretty big shot in One Piece. Both are skilled marksmen, however it wasn't to be for Daddy Masterson. He lost to Yasopp. He was expecting to be killed as is the custom in a duel, but Yasopp decided to spare Daddy Masterson. And also was the fact that one was a pirate and the other marine. Daddy Masterson actually begs Yasopp to kill him, so I'm guessing it's because he hurt his honour and pride, but Yasopp replies calmly and coolly, "The best thing about being a pirate is I can do whatever I want, whenever I want." After the defeat, Daddy Masterson decided to resign from the Marines in order to look after his daughter, as he wanted to remain safe, and I'm guessing he didn't think he could remain safe if he were to remain being a Marine. He then chose to become a bounty hunter and basically takes out fodder level characters, basically low level criminals, but to be fair, he does take them out in an epic way. He's later seen entering Smoker's office during the Logue Town arc, carrying 3 knocked out criminals in order to claim their bounties, noting that there were 4, but he left the 4th in the morgue. It must be noted that all 4 were only worth 1 billion belly combined, or berry, however you want to pronounce the currency in One Piece. But yeah, that's a pretty small amount in One Piece. Well, early on it's not too bad, but as time goes on it's really small amount. He's later seen on taking 4 thugs without a sweat and telling the 4th kid to go home for supper while snapping the kid's cigarette. Remember kids, don't smoke, although smoke is a bad example for kids I suppose, but yeah, let's move on. Just a side note, there's one funny point in the anime when Daddy Masterson enters Smoker's office and Smoker goes, "Well, if it isn't Daddy," and I just thought I'd mention that because it made me laugh and made me chuckle, whatever. He later challenges Usopp to a duel, who is basically the Straw Hat Sniper, in quotation marks. He doesn't use a sniper, he uses a slingshot. Usopp, like the coward he is, tried to run away, but to be fair, he does go back to challenge him after Daddy Masterson tells Usopp about the story of the time he dueled his father. Lucky for Usopp, Daddy Masterson instead proposes a challenge for Usopp to hit a target from far away. Lucky Usopp nails it, and thus Daddy Masterson spared his life. Daddy Masterson, and I know I'm saying his name a lot, but please forgive me, left with remarking that if you go to the Grand Line, you will find your father. The Grand Line, for those who don't know, is basically a harsh sea and a step up in challenge for pirates, including the Straw Hat crew, who were at the time, in this point of the story, still in the East Blue, which is one of the seas before the Grand Line. A crude description, but I hope it will suffice. And that's it for the story of Daddy Masterson, aka Daddy the Father. Gets me every time, that Daddy the Father bit. And of course, I left out some details as to leave some for the viewer to enjoy. If you ever want to enjoy this filler episode, by the way, it's episode 50. And you could actually watch this episode and basically have no spoilers for the rest of the series. So go check it out. And if you like it, then you might like the rest of One Piece, of course. One Piece has plenty of better episode and arcs than this filler episode. But as I said, there are slight spoilers and maybe quite some probably bigger spoilers that you might not want to be spoiled on, but that's up to you to decide if you want to watch it. Now let's move on to Daddy Masterson's personality. Now it seems a little redundant to explain a character's personality that only appears for 1 episode, but hey, let's give it a go anyway. Daddy Masterson actually has quite the badass personality, or near comedic, however you view these kind of characters. He's a serious but cool personality, dealing with things calmly and then giving a badass response after defeating the enemy. He seems to have a somewhat prideful personality, or at least back in the day he did. After some years after his defeat from Yasop, he seems to have replaced that with a humble and smart personality, being respectful and smart in the decisions he makes. He shows a softer side to his personality when it comes to his daughter. On the flip side of that though, when he thought Usopp had upset his daughter, he showed a fiercer side to his personality. Side note, I dislike his daughter's character so much. I hate whiny kids in anime. Sounds harsh, but yeah, when I see it in anime, I often dislike it. But she does actually redeem herself at the end of the episode, and that's it for his personality. Let's move on to his abilities and then I will end the video. This should be a short segment as I pretty much stated his abilities. Smoker called Daddy Masterson the top marine sniper, and it was a shame he quit to be a bounty hunter. Of course, this is a filler episode to take it with a grain of salt. But let's just assume that's true, in which case he should be OP, or at least he would be if he was still in the Marines and was still facing tough and challenging opponents. But even so, he's still a skilled marksman. Usopp states that Daddy Masterson had 30 flintlock rifles or pistols, so I suppose he just whoops them out whenever he needs to deal with his enemy, and it seems to not restrict him, which is a skill in and of itself. He also managed to injure Yasop, which further shows his skill in marksmanship, and that's basically it for his abilities. Now, I wasn't going to add this bit, but Daddy and Carol, which is his daughter's name, were originally planned to be canon characters in the story of the Logue Town arc, but for some reason Oda chose not to do it. This filler, the Logue arc fillers, and follows the Logue Town novel and features this story, and there's actually a different version on screen to see of what Daddy Masterson would look like if he was canon in the story. But it's not entirely clear if Oda actually intended this alternative version of him to be the actual character he would use, but let's just assume he would, and it's pretty cool, so I thought I'd add it to the video. And that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. I just thought I would make this short video as I remember this character, and I thought, hey, he wasn't a bad character, so I'm going to make a video on him. I have more character videos in my channel, from One Piece to Dragon Ball Z, and I plan to expand into other anime, and I'm going to do other kind of videos like reviews and theories and things like that, so stick around for them kind of things. But I'm going to carry on doing character story videos as well. Any feedback would be really nice. Actually, I have a quick question to you, the viewer. Would you want a more flashy display on screen, or should I stick with a more simplistic style that's easier to do, but I kind of like it at the same time? Let me know in the comment section. A more flashy display would take longer time to do the videos, and I'm not sure quite how to do it, but I'm sure I can figure it out. But anyway, please like and subscribe, and see ya.